Yo, 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 what is going on? IK Familia. BN, I'm back again today. I am excited to talk about our review of the Children's Day event. Now, after it has just concluded, one of the things that we started off talking about in the beginning when we were previewing the Children's Day event was how much potential the event looked like it had at face value, given because they were not double prerequisite gate the rewards by making it so you had to have two sets of materials. We've seen this in a couple of the previous events where you would have not only the standard material type coins, but then you sometimes have a special piece of material that you would need to unlock the higher tier rewards in these types of seasonal events. Now, from here, what we ended up seeing, and I'm going to show you some screenshots as well, because I was able to max out this event when it came to everything that we were able to do in it, from the 5-day tasks along with maxing out the primary or the first column. And then I'm going to show you how many coins we were able to get, and then we're going to do our assessment overall of the event. So let me go ahead and let's switch over to screen 1. So screenshot 1 here is showing you Joyful Park. Again, this is the 5-day task accolade stage where you are working on getting up to 500. You can see here that I'm at 500 out of 500, right? This means that I was able to do all of the challenges across the 5 days, along with get the last 500 chest. Now, let's take a look at screenshot number 2. Screenshot number 2 shows Wonderful Home. Again, this is pretty standard for the seasonal events that they run, right? We were able to get 100 or get to the 20th row here on the first column, with about 25 of these little things left over. Would have been cool if, for any of the excess, if they could have just converted it over to coins or to some other kind of universal resource, possibly. But we were able to get all of the tiers here. Now, after doing all of that, right, and we're going to come back to this in a moment to talk about the second column, but let's look here at the next screenshot, which shows you what I was able to get after doing all that work. You were only able to get a total of, from what I saw, 360 coins if you're just doing the pure free-to-play route. All right, I wasn't able to get anything else, which means that I could only have bought 2 of these epic chests, which I did, but I couldn't do anything else, right? So this is why I say that the event at face value looked as though you could have got everything, because they were not double prerequisite gating some of the higher tier rewards, as an example, the chest, the dragon stones, chest as well below, right? These were 2 or 3 of the rewards we had seen previously gated in older events. After completing the event, my overall assessment on it is it was a little underwhelming. Arguably to medium level underwhelming, because my thought going in was this is a great event to show consistency in the game, that the devs are looking at giving, all of the season rewards out to all the players if, and here's the big asterisk, if they put the work in, right? If they grind. Yes, maybe they have to invest some AP or some stamina points here and there, right? Hopefully, albeit having to use green gems. But if you're someone who saves resources, right, and you plan to always have things kind of in reserves, right, these types of events can pay out for you. And so, again, I loved the idea of the event. The only thing I would have liked to see done different, and this is because I would have liked to seen what they did in the Easter event, and then even farther back, the Christmas event during beta, right, where you were able to get everything, right? Even if we just focus on the Easter event, you were able to get everything in that event, right, as a free-to-play, right? Every player had the opportunity to, But one, you had to grind, you had to put the work in, and then you just had to have a little. You just had to have a little bit of resource reserves. But now, you fast forward to, arguably this event, the hunting festival event, which again, the hunting festival event was somewhat rough because it really just felt like they needed to increase the arrow rates about 2 times, if not just lower the thresholds down so you could actually get to higher on the column. Now, sure, it was great. You're able to get all the rewards on the column this time around. But again, how much more? I mean, this is the thing. Even if you bought... Now let's go back here. I want to give an example. So if you went back here and you purchased the... What is this here? Excuse me. If you purchased the second column, you'd pay 3,500 gems. You get 2,500 gems back, which means you're spending 1,000 green gems, and you're getting 240 coins, right? So with 240 coins, you're getting a little over half of what you would use for the chest, right? So it's about 60, 180, right? So you're getting about 1.3, right? 1 1/3 worth of coins from the total that you get at 360. Or, sorry, if you're breaking that from 180. Now, that would allow for you to get, if you, let's just say top down, you wanted to get 5 of these, which is the dragon chest, that's 150, that means you'd have 90 left. And then I think the stones are, I think the stones were 15 or 20. So you'd be able, or gosh, maybe they were a little more. I can't remember how much stones were, but you were able to get the dragon chest, right, which gave you 100 crystals for the specific type, and then you could get, I think you could either get a couple philosopher stones or all of them, and again, so you're more or less limited to kind of like these 2 additional, but you still had a bunch of other rewards below this. You had, I think there was 2 chests. There was a medium optimal chest, a common chest, and the medium one could give you gold. And then you could also get, I think they had like the 3, the hour, and the 5-minute speed ups. So you had 5 or 6 other rewards that you could get as well from this event. But you'd only be able to get a little bit of them if you spent essentially 3,500 green gems, which is 1,000 overall, after you get the kickback. Again, like I said, I think the event looked great. I thought the skin was really cool with the animation. I thought the way they did the event for how you would contribute was good as far as the tasks that they put in for each of the days. I just either would have liked them to add in, and this is what I talk about. I think a really healthy compromise, not even a compromise, but a healthy addition here would have just been to add a 6th tab that says, here's how you can get additional coins. And then you keep it simple. You can get additional coins from gathering resources, from attacking gnomes, gnome bosses, or gathering resources inside your city, right? Anywhere from those 3 to 4 things, right? Even if you want to pick 1 or 2, I mean, I think you have to allow, if you do the resources inside your city, you have to allow something that can do more than that, because you're still stuck at a finite amount, even if you use the resource boost, right? So I think, again, doing it like where you allow for them to attack the gnomes, the bosses, either gathering, and then or in addition adding the resource gathering from your actual RSS buildings inside your city. I think doing at least a couple of those, if not all of those, like we've seen them doing in other events, would have just been the easy fix here for them to do it for this event. I think that's why, for me, the event is a little bit lackluster as far as underwhelming, because I had higher expectations for what the event could have been. And I think the blueprint and the foundation they have is great for the types of events. Again, I love the animated city skins. I love some of the other perks that you can get. I think all of those are great. Even the animated emojis that you can pay for, I think, is a really cool, unique cosmetic addition to the rewards. But at the same time, right, the way I always feel about these types of events is that if you allow, right, keep in mind, players are more inclined to spend on an event if they're able to get everything, rather than if they're not able to get everything and they have to spend to get everything, right? That's like the player psychology difference, right? If it was me and I was able to get everything in this event, maybe I would consider even just spending the 3,500 gems to do additional. maybe depending on how better the rewards were in the third column, right, for the $15.99 or however much it is, right? Especially if you're someone who spends, you might think to yourself, man, I got all these rewards in this event and I can get a little bit more. And again, you can play the two sides of the coin both ways. But I still think that as a baseline, right, being able to get all of the rewards in a seasonal event, again, though you'd have to work for it, right, like we talked about in the beginning of the video, is still going to be a bigger win for the community overall. And it's also going to play a bigger factor in retaining more active players for your game's player base. People are going to feel that the game is just more enjoyable because they can get more rewards from it instead of just being able to only get 10% of all the rewards they could have got, right, when they did everything. So like I said, I think that's my takeaway. That's my opinion on the event, in addition with my suggested area of improvement that could easily turn this event around to be just like how awesome the Easter event was and one or two of the events prior before that. But let me pass the question to you. Do you enjoy, or better yet, did you enjoy the Children's Day event? What did you think about it? Again, do you agree, do you disagree with my thoughts on it? I would love to hear that and anything else y'all have to say in the comments down below. That's it for me, and as usual, until next time, we'll catch y'all later. Peace!